Good morning, YouTube. So we're back again today with a tier list video this time. First tier list on the channel. But it's not the tier list anybody was expecting. This is going to be a tier list of me versus the main characters from the Digimon anime in a 1v1 fight. So the tiers are marked from whether they would totally beat me in one-on-one combat to whether I would absolutely destroy them. So there are 5 tiers here. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. Rules of combat will be as follows. Final destination, no items, 3 stocks. Give you a little bit about my stats. I am 5'10", about 120 pounds. I am second degree red belt, and I could definitely probably beat about 25 kindergartners at the same time, I would say, give or take. So given the parameters, now you guys know a little bit about what's going on. Let's go ahead and hop right into the tier list. So starting off, we have Taikamia. Now, Taikamia is a lot of people's favorite just Digimon main character because, he's the one everybody grew up with. But honestly, he's got nothing really special about him. We're going to go ahead and put him in the neutral tier for now. Because while I think that he could get a victory on me, I think he'd have to work for it a whole lot. Yamato or Matt, we're actually going to put in the same category with Tai. They're both about the same. As a character, written the same. They have the same personality, basically, and about the same fighting abilities. Most of the time that they get in a fist fight, it ends up being a draw. And here, for our next one, we have our first no contest. I would destroy Joe. Just no questions asked. Crest of reliability, he can reliably take this L. Now, Mimi, on the other hand, no, I cannot beat Mimi. It's just not happening. She is fierce. She is determined. I don't think we've seen her lose, except for whenever the group loses. Mimi is just always portrayed as just this strong, just dominant individual where she shows up, she takes charge. Literally, even in the new anime, Tai and Sora are her servants. So there's no contest here. I will happily bow out against Mimi. Now, Sora, on the other hand, no, I could totally beat Sora. Tai threw up in her hat once, and she cried about it for a week. Yeah, no, that's no contest right there. Now, Izzy is in a unique situation. While he looks kind of scrawny, I could probably take him. He is probably ripped from carrying the entire weight of the plot on his back. So, since he's been shouldering that burden for, the past 20 years, I'm going to say that I have an unfavorable matchup against Izzy. Moving right along, we have TK and Kari in both their kid and adult forms, or adult-er forms, from Season 2. And I feel like they had a lot of character development from Season 1 to Season 2, so it's fair to rank them separately. Kid TK, it's no contest. He spent most of the first season crying. There's just no contest there. I guess we should point out that, I don't actually condone violence against kids. In this hypothetical situation we're in, I would be about their age. So, even still, kid me versus kid TK, I didn't cry nearly as much as he did. It's a no contest for me. Now, adult TK, he punched the Digimon Emperor in the face. We'll go ahead and put him in the neutral tier. That's the one time he's done anything. we'll go ahead and move him up to unfavorable, because there was that time that he was with Black War Greymon as well, and he was like, I'm going to punch Black War Greymon too, and he didn't get close enough to do it, but he was going to. And so, I don't want to mess with somebody that's willing to punch Steve Blum's Black War Greymon in the face. Like, that ain't me. So we're going to put Season 2 TK in the unfavorable tier, and that's something I didn't expect going into making this tier list. Now, Kid Kari we're going to put in favorable. I think Me versus Kid Kari, like, she wouldn't win, but I'd feel bad about winning against her. So I can't chalk that up as a definitive W in my corner. So it's definitely favorable for me, but who's the real winner at the end of the day? Now, adult Kari, she didn't grow much, actually. She had that whole season, or whole little subplot with, like, the Dark Ocean, and that didn't actually happen. She doesn't... The entire time in Season 2, actually, she's just, like, vanilla ice cream. Let's be real. Speaking of vanilla ice cream in Season 2, we have Davis. Now, Davis might be the worst protagonist in the entire Digimon series. I'm going to say that right now. So, Davis, it is no contest. You versus me in the parking lot, I got this any day of the week. Cody, however, would totally beat me. This man knows swordsmanship. He was trained by his grandpa, which was he was basically Mr. Miyagi. For real. No, I'm not beating Cody. Yo Lee. Nah, Yo Lee, they make her a joke. Like, they literally make her a joke in Season 3. Like, at one point, Kazu and Kenta are going back to school, and they're like, last one there is a Yo Lee. So, Yo Lee, it's no contest. Now, Ken... Ken had all this power, and then was beaten by a bunch of actual toddlers. So, like, he was only powerful when he had a cape and a whip. And, like, if you're bringing a whip to a fight against kids, you probably should just hang up your gloves. Let's be real. Takato is going to be another no contest. Like, let's be real. Like, I don't want to make high of my combat ability. Like, I have a bunch of people here in the no contest list, but, like, really, we don't have a lot of strong characters in the Digimon series. We have a bunch of, like, A-class wimps that just slowly get better over time, which is great. It's good for character development, but it's not good for a street fight. And so, Takato, it is no contest for you. Now, Henry, I have a very unfavorable matchup against Henry. Now, I know some martial arts. Henry knows some martial arts. But I don't know how much martial arts Henry knows. So, I'm going to go ahead and put that in unfavorable for me. But he could be in the would totally beat me category. It's a toss-up between these two. Rika would totally beat me. No contest. If you want to talk about strong characters in the Digimon series, I don't think we have a character that is stronger than Rika. Just, she's level-headed, intelligent, independent, and she should have been the leader in the group, to tell you the truth, not Takato. Like, Takato has the whole goggles factor, whereas, if you have goggles, you should be super important, and he should have just passed them to Rika in this situation, let's be real. Jerry, it's no contest. She talks to her puppets, and she can talk to her puppets on the bench. Kenta, yeah, you're going down here. Kazu, yeah, I have a very favorable matchup against Kazu. There's not much to say here. He is more talk than he is than he actually is fight, so we're gonna put him over there. Now, Rio is another one of those categories. He's the legendary Tamer, and depending on which iteration of Rio you go with, like, your opinion of this spot could change. Now, in Season 3, my opinion of him wasn't that high. They talked him up to be some big legendary dude that was, like, the best Tamer that ever lived, and then we meet him and you're like, you're very subpar, man. So, for that, we're putting him in the neutral tier. Now, I definitely have a favorable matchup against Takuya as well, because he is another one of those characters that got the goggles and did almost nothing with them. He only succeeded through the power of plot armor at any given point. And that's it. That's it. And I'm sorry, Takuya, but you don't have plot armor out here on the streets. So in a one-on-one fight, I got it against Takuya. Koji would totally beat me. The first episode we see him in, he just grabs a stick off the ground and just starts smacking a whole bunch of Digimon. Yeah, I wouldn't want to fight him. Now, Tommy, not gonna lie, whenever we started making this tier list, I almost forgot his name, because that's how unimportant I think Tommy is. Zoe? Zoe, I say it's a neutral matchup against Zoe. Zoe's like one of those characters that's kind of like prissy and stuck up, but she's only like that for a little bit, and then she gets better, but like not enough. So yeah, we'll say I have a favorable matchup against Zoe. I could probably beat Zoe. Let's be real. JP, I'm gonna give myself a neutral matchup against, because JP, while at the beginning of the show he was a total wimp, just absolute chicken, just big ol' coward. Around a third of the way through, he shows just how much endurance he has. This man takes attacks in his human form to save his friends, to let them get out of there, and he just keeps charging, and he really showed his guts there. But, like, that's the one scene that JP has. So, we're going to go ahead and put him in the neutral tier. Now, I forget Koji's brother's name, but he lost to a flight of stairs, so he can't beat me. Now, the last person on this list is Tamertai. And Tamertai is the superior version of Taikamia. So therefore, he gets placed a tier above Taikamia. He, unlike anybody on this list, actually, Tai goes in and saves the digital world by himself. So, there we go. That's the tier list on how I think I stack up against all of the Digimon main characters from Season 1 through 4. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what videos you guys want to see in the future. Bye.